This is Mac OS Ken.
Wonky political stuff, tales of Apple retail, and honors and nominations in Hollywood. It is Thursday, the 11th of December, 2025. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/MacOSCan. Kind of a wonky political week for Apple. It starts in the nation's capital, where 9to5Mac says Apple CEO Tim Cook spent Wednesday. The piece says Cook was in Washington, D.C., meeting with members of the House Committee on Energy and Commerce to argue against the App Store Accountability Act. If turned into law, 9to5Mac says that would make Apple legally responsible for age verification through the App Store. Apple's position has been to instead have parents be responsible for setting age guidelines on child accounts. In a statement provided to 9to5Mac, says 9to5Mac, Apple says it wants the legislation to avoid suggesting that companies must collect highly sensitive documents about minors. What the company would rather see are age assurance measures focused on confirming that the adult establishing the account is actually an adult. Some of the apps in Apple's App Store should not be there. That's the finding of the Tech Transparency Project. The piece from Mac Rumors says the nonprofit advocacy group found both Apple and Google to have been hosting apps that had links to entities found on the Treasury Department's list of specially designated nationals, a designation that prohibits U.S. companies from doing business with them. This is a serious naughty list. Russian financial institutions, a Chinese firm tied to repression of Uyghur minorities, an accused Lithuanian drug trafficker. Questionable sorts, to say the least. Mac Rumor says the apps in question used name variants, shell developers, or partial references to obscure their sanctioned status. Still, the Tech Transparency Project was able to find them, so good job, everybody. The organization said it identified 52 such apps in Apple's App Store and another 18 in Google's. After reporting by the Washington Post, Mac Rumor says Google took down all but one of the 18 apps. Apple removed 35 of 52 during or after the investigation. The Cupertino company disputed that all the flagged apps violate sanctions, but said it was enhancing its review process. And now, back to the children. Another piece from 9to5Mac says 13 tech companies, including Apple, have received a letter from the National Association of Attorneys General. They're asking the firms to do something about AI and the harms it visits on vulnerable populations. The piece says the letter outlines serious concerns about the rise in sycophantic and delusional outputs to users emanating from the generative artificial intelligence software promoted and distributed by their companies, as well as the increasingly disturbing reports of AI interactions with children that indicate a need for much stronger child safety and operational safeguards. Must be that distribution part that put Apple in the hot seat. Witness the fact that 2 of the top 10 most downloaded App Store apps in 2025 were AI chatbots, with ChatGPT coming in at number 1. For both types of companies, the ones making the AI and the ones distributing it, the attorneys general say associated threats, including some that have led to real-life violence and self-harm, demand action. Their list of proposed actions is not small, ranging from developing and enforcing policies to prevent sycophantic and delusional outputs by chatbots to allowing independent audits and child safety impact assessments. They'd like to see plans of action and set up meetings with letter recipients by the middle of next month. Word of 2 new Apple stores opening in the next couple of days, if you count today. Mac Rumors ran a piece yesterday that had the company unveiling its 5th store in India. This one will open, or did open, depending on when you hear this, at 1 p.m. today, Thursday, the 11th of December, at DLF Mall in Noida. DLF is going to rock you. I hear it's 3 a.m. eternal there. The store has what one would expect. That includes an Apple pickup station for online orders, a place for geniuses to be genius, stuff to buy. The same is almost definitely true for the store opening tomorrow in Millbury, Massachusetts, near Worcester. That's the site of Apple, the shops at Blackstone Valley. I'm not sure that naming convention works every time. Mac Rumors ran news at the store a few weeks ago. It's said to be a replacement for Apple at Solomon Pond Mall in Marlborough, which closed its doors for the last time yesterday. They'll spend today going from point A to point B. The Blackstone Valley location opens tomorrow, Friday, the 12th of December, at noon. The shops at Blackstone Valley is said by Mac Rumors to be an open-air shopping center in Millbury, Massachusetts, near Worcester. There's a sunny day forecast for the grand opening with a high of 31 degrees Fahrenheit. It's fine. It's a dry freezing. Slightly warmer, though always with the damp, is Portland, Oregon. They are making with the resistance. A piece from Apple Insider says Apple Pioneer Place will see protesters protesting the removal of apps like ICEBlock. The first protest was actually held yesterday. 2 more are planned, one for Saturday, the 13th of December, and another for the following Saturday. The message is serious, accusing Apple of abandoning community safety and free speech. But it is Portland, so they're keeping it weird. Apple Insider says the protests appear to be done in the spirit of other protests against administration policies, cute, silly, and demonstrative of their peaceful nature. We'll wrap the day with a couple of tales from Tinseltown, the one in Hollywood, not the one at the North Pole. First, spending no time in the Where Are They Now file, former Apple COO Jeff Williams has probably landed himself a part-time gig. A piece from Deadline says the board of directors of the Walt Disney Company has nominated Williams to be a member of that board. Making the case, Disney board chairman James Gorman said in a statement, Jeff Williams is a highly accomplished executive who for decades helped steward one of the most innovative and admired companies that serves billions of consumers across the globe. Jeff's proven leadership and unique experience at the intersection of technology, global operations, and product design make him a valuable nominee to our board as the company continues to focus on creative storytelling and groundbreaking innovation. Issuing a big, back at you, buddy, Williams was quoted as saying, I have long admired Disney's legacy of pairing imagination with innovation, leveraging new technologies in bold, creative ways to bring to life timeless stories and entertain its guests. It's an honor to be nominated to the board of this storied company. I look forward to working with Disney's talented leadership team and contributing to the company's ongoing journey of creativity and excellence. Put the bubbly on ice, but don't pop the corks just yet. The piece says the vote won't be held until next year's annual shareholder meeting, the date for which has yet to be set. And finally today, 3 Apple TV shows are being honored by the American Film Institute, or AFI. The organization issued a press release late last week putting the shows Pluribus, Severance, and The Studio on a list of 10 TV shows and 10 movies being honored as part of the AFI Awards 2025. Hyping the awards, the release says AFI Awards celebrates film and television art's collaborative nature and is the only national program that honors creative teams as a whole, recognizing those in front of and behind the camera. All of the honored works advance the art of the moving image, inspire audiences and artists alike, and enhance the rich cultural heritage of America's art form. Despite celebrating the moving image, there's no telecast for this one. Honorees will gather for a private luncheon in Beverly Hills early next month. macOS Can, brought to you by me and supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macoscan. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can find me on Mastodon, macoscan at mastodon.social. You can also send me an email, info@macoscan.com. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Collect your tokens and let's get on to the next round.